Hey everybody, welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I am Lisa and this is North Star Energy Healing. We're going to be doing a reading for the sign of Taurus. I'm just using some Palo Santo to clear the space. We're going to be doing a reading for Taurus for mid-October through the end of November. The reason is because I need to give myself a little bit of time. I signed up for a class that's hopefully going to enhance what I do here for all of you. As well as just enrichment for myself, let's say. So I'm going to do about a 6-week reading here. We'll see how it unfolds. My guides have already told me that they want me to use these lovely tea leaf oracle cards, which I don't use very often, but that's one of the decks they wanted me to use. So we are going to be talking about mid-October through the end of November, which is going to include Thanksgiving, and I'll have to look up the moons for November and see what's coming up for that. I'm trying a different way now. Somebody said that maybe you should try doing a reading that shows you, so people can feel your love and your energy. That's people who know me, right? So we'll see. I mean, I've told myself or made myself believe that people don't want to see me, because I'm not 22 with blonde hair and blue eyes, or, whatever, black hair and green eyes, whatever your people's preferences are. But my friends have said, no, you have a good energy and you have an energy of love. And when people can see that and see your eyes, they can feel that too. So, all right, let me pause this and move this out of the way and we'll get started. Okay, all right, here we go. So I'm going to pull a couple of your tea leaf oracle cards first to get started with this. I hope you're all doing well. I am doing well myself here, but as I said, I need to take some time off. So let's see what you have for October for these tea leaf oracle cards. All right, so first card out is Axe. Forces working against you. Oh no, nobody likes that. Forces working against you. This is, remember, for the last couple weeks of October. Then you have Tree. Affairs with your family. Okay, so some of you may be going through something with your family. Forces working against you. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens, right, Taurus? Sometimes that happens, and because people are people. We're all human beings. We can't, most people, I would say, are not just blissful every single day of their lives, right? Then you have Needle and Thread. A sincere wish will be granted. So you could be going through, or you could go through with the end of October, some sort of disruption in the family where you feel like forces are working against you, and then a wish is granted. So that's good news, right? That is definitely good news. Okay, so let's see. And I do want to mention October 21st is the new beaver moon. Now, I incorrectly said when I did the October readings that it was a new hunter's moon. Maybe it is called the hunter's moon. Moons have all kinds of names. Typically I believe these names of the moons came from the Native Americans. So it is a new beaver moon on October 21st. And that's going to be in the sign of Libra. Nice and balanced. Feeling good, So let's see. And then we're going to get into Scorpio season in November. November then leads into Sagittarius season. So, all right, let's see. Let's see what we have. And I'll hold these up. Oh, Pentacles coming out right off the bat. I'll get 3 and I'll hold those up and then we'll move on. And then towards the end, I will move the camera so you can see the cards all together. I know when I'm watching readers, I like that. So, okay, Taurus. Knight of Pentacles. All right, so what do we know about the Knight of Pentacles? We know that this is the slowest moving knight in the deck. Sorry, let me see there, the glare, right? This is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but he is ready to do what needs to be done, right? So this has to do with the physical, your work, your money, how you earn your living. It is also earth signs, right? And so when you get this card, it often means that things are moving slower than you want. So it could be with, your job, your money, your savings, your investments. It could be like your 401k. Things are just not moving. If you have a website or you're starting a new business, you may feel a little bit stuck or like, oh my gosh, why can't this get going? What is taking so long? But the next card out is the Seven of Pentacles. So this card requires you to look at the things you've created up here and to see what it is you want to move forward with. So having these two cards together is a little bit of it paints a bit of a different picture. Feeling frustrated about not going anywhere, but then the next card is, the next card is telling you, getting used to this new camera view, that you need to think about what it is that you want to move forward with, right? So there's a reason why you have the Knight of Pentacles and then you move on to the Seven, because you have to make a choice. She's there with her basket, right? Looking and deciding what she wants to pick from the fruits of her labor, let's say, all right? So that all has to do with how you earn your money and what you're going to move forward with and how you're going to move forward with that. Then you have the Eight of Swords. This is air sign energy. This is thoughts and communication, right? Now you see she's in the middle of those swords. She's not actually trapped. It's not like it's a jail. Eights are mastery and infinity. What she's mastering right now is setting up roadblocks, okay? So this is when your thoughts are stopping you from moving forward. It also could be when you take on the thoughts of others instead of your own gut instincts, right? So if you can get rid of the limiting beliefs, the negative thoughts, probably regarding this, whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? You need to get rid of the limiting beliefs. Sorry, wrong side, this side. Get rid of those limiting beliefs that you're feeling, right? So that you can pick what you want and move ahead. But moving ahead with caution, okay? All right, so yeah, some of you may have some choices to make regarding maybe you're wanting to start a new business and you're trying to figure out what you want to do. Maybe you have lots of certifications or lots of skills and you're thinking, well, which ones of these do I want to move forward with, right? Maybe you have two jobs and you want to cut down to one job and you're trying to figure out which job to keep. Could also be that sort of energy, right? Could be that you're getting ready to make an investment. Maybe you've come into some cash and you want to figure out what to do with it, right? All of those energies can be present regarding those three cards. But the thing you don't want to do is tell yourself that you can't do it or let other people tell you, oh, you can't do it that way. You have to do it this way. One of the worst things is letting other people's beliefs about us and our situation cloud what we can feel in our own intuition, right? We want to stay grounded in our own intuition and what we feel and know about our own situation. Okay. Pretty heavy hitters here. So, you have the Queen of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Empress. Queen of Cups energy, this is water sign energy. This is super loyal. See the two dogs there in the card? She's dressed in gold. She's got a very soft look on her face. She's carrying a cup, a bouquet of flowers. The dogs look completely relaxed. This is somebody that you can call on, that is from the cups, water signs, I should say, right? From the water signs. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. If you have a good friend that's a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, then you may want to call on them for some assistance with this. But also you want to call on this type of energy, right? water energy, softer energy, loving, nourishing energy. It could be asking you to be more loving and nourishing toward yourself, for instance, while you're going through this time of what do I need to do? How do I move forward? Which skills do I want to take? And then you have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so once you get this all worked out and you put the work into it, from the Knight of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles, to getting away from those limiting thoughts and beliefs, to being a little bit more loving with yourself, there you have it. You have created it. This is masculine energy, earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, lots of earth in here, which is good when I'm doing a reading for an earth sign. So this king has created a lot. He has worked really hard on creating his wealth and abundance. You can tell just by looking at that card. So he's created all, but he has a scepter here, but he's ready to take a rest, right? And this could also be going back to that night. Maybe at this time, these last couple of weeks of October, you're ready to take a rest, and you want to put things down for a bit. Maybe taking some time to think about what it really is that you want to go forward with. Because we know that you've created all this because we see it there in the tree, right? Just like the king is saying. Okay, next card is the beautiful Empress. This is Mother Nature, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. She is the birther of all things. She is really strong, super strong, feminine energy, right? She's the birther of ideas, of businesses, of children, of whatever it is that you want to create. The Empress is that creator. And this is a number 3. 3s are creation and collaboration. So looking at everything that you have here, forces working against you, affairs with your family, and then needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. It's looking like for the rest of October, you're going to need to focus on what it is that you really want to move ahead with, right? In order to have that success, right? So for the month of October, I'm going to pull an animal oracle, and I'm going to use a completely different deck to do the November spread. So I'm going to have to see how I can pull that off, right? So animal for the rest of October, Spirit. What do we have for our Tauruses for the animal oracle for the rest of October? What do we have? What is the animal? Okay, it is the seagull. This is 45, which is 9. 9s are accomplishment. Whoops, I'm going to move my hand here. Follow your inner voice and travel far. Yeah, right? We talked about that with that 8 of Swords, that you need to follow your inner voice in order to put behind you those limiting thoughts and beliefs, right? Got to see how I can do that. I've never done this before like this, so we're going to have to see how that goes. Okay. All right. So October, it looks like it's all about what it is that you're going to have to work on, what it is that you're going to choose to go forward with, right? And now we are going to move into November. I'm going to use my Red Dragon, Pendragon deck for November, and let's see what the month of November is going to bring in. Sorry guys, I need room on my table. Some people have huge tables, right? And they can have, 50 cards out. Mine is not that big. But if this format turns out to be good, then maybe I'll have to change something up about this, about where I read. Okay. For Taurus, month of November, Llewellyn deck, Red Dragon, Pendragon deck. All right, what do we have for the cards here? Am I holding this? Okay. 7 of Pentacles again. Okay, so you are definitely, okay, 7 of Pentacles, Tower, the Moon. You're definitely going to be having some things to think about as far as what you want to choose to go forward with. It's carrying over from October to November. 9 of Swords, similar to the 8 of Swords. 10 of Wands, working really hard, putting a lot of action and passion into something, getting towards the end and towards a new beginning. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, they gave you 2 more. All right, let's get into the Tea Leaf Oracle and see what cards they have for you for the month of November. Month of November. Wow, they're jumping. That's so funny. They're kind of jumping, but not really flying out of the deck, so we'll see. Okay. Whoa. All right. So, first card out, funny enough, is October. So this is telling you that in November, you need to look back at October, at what happened, what choices you made in October that are affecting the month of November, okay? What have you done in October, or what choices have you made, Taurus, in October that are affecting things for you in November? Tulip. Great passion. Look at that. So having some passion, and you do have that 10 of Wands there, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, all in your reading. My guides are never wrong. So there's going to be a lot of passion coming in November, and we'll look at those cards all together and see what they are. Scissors. Disappointment in some affair. Disappointment in some affair. So scissors are cutting something out, right? So when you have disappointment, you don't dwell on it. You get rid of it, right? You, whatever that person, it could, I don't know why that. If there is a person who has disappointed you, and remember we had those cards for October about a family member and forces working against you, you may, Taurus, have some issue in the family that you need to get away from, walk away from, or take a break from. Then you have Rooster. An arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Taurus is, I mean, it's really plain to me that there is someone that may not have your best interest at heart in these next 6 weeks, October to November. But it's okay, right? Sometimes throughout our lives, we have people in them and we outgrow them. They outgrow us. It's time to say goodbye. It's not the end of the world. It's growth, right? We learn what we learn from relationships, friendships, lovers, husbands, wives, partners, whatever, co-workers, and then maybe we move on. It's fine. All right, so the first card out for November is the 7 of Pentacles. There we go. Again, looking at that tree, all the things that have been created, which do you want to pick? Which do you want to move on with? Which do you want to move forward with? The Tower. Okay. Tower moments are actually good, right? Something is not going to be the same. It's almost like you're wiping the slate clean and moving ahead with better energy and fresh energy, right? So a tower moment is changing something and it will never be the same. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a business, it could be many things, but it's not bad. It's growth, right? It's growth, just like we said about when you're letting a person go. Next, you have the moon, right? The moon can be Pisces, so if you have a prominent Pisces in your life or Pisces placement in your chart, this could just be saying, pay attention, this is your reading. So, but the moon is things that we don't see yet, things that are hidden from us, things that we have to seek out because we don't know what they are. It can also be our nighttime dreams. What are you dreaming about? Pay attention to those in the month of November, right? So it could be Pisces energy. It could be things that you don't see yet, things that haven't revealed themselves to you. It could be your dreaming mind, what you dream about at night, okay? So lots of info there. And then you have the 9 of Swords. We don't like this, okay? You already had the 8 of Swords in October. So it looks like you moved from the 8 of Swords into the 9 of Swords. This is complete worry and anxiety, right? We don't want this. Okay? This holds you back, causes you to lose sleep. Now, when we have issues with friends, family, or coworkers or bosses or what have you, this is often what happens, right? We get worried, we get anxious, we lose sleep over it, and we're hurting ourselves. We're not hurting the person who is doing this action. We're not hurting our boss. We're not hurting the person. The other person, it's us that we're hurting because we're not getting any sleep. We're wringing our hands. This is just a negative thing that you want to get out of. And the Ten of Wands, you see he's walking there with his bundle, his pack. He's walking towards that house. He's going to get there. He's almost done. This is action and passion, right? And we already had, what did we have? The tulip, great passion. So with great passion, you are going to complete something. Action, passion, wands, right? You're going to complete something and be ready for the next thing. Be ready for December, right? In November, you may have, well, October, November, the 6 weeks, mid-October to end of November. Sometimes when we get together on Thanksgiving, if you celebrate that, there are some underlying tensions between family members, It's happened with me. When my mom was alive, we would all go to her house for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all those big holidays. And sometimes one or two of us weren't getting along. But what did we do? We shut it off during that time and went to the family gathering. Were we feeling it inside? Yes, we were. But anyway, all right. So for the last card, they gave you two cards. The Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Okay? More wands energy, action and passion. So once you get through all this and you close out that cycle with that Ten of Wands, the Knight of Wands is you're moving forward really quickly. And the Queen of Wands is that feminine energy of action and passion. She knows what she wants. She's going to go get it. It's time to go. So these two cards together are really saying that you are going to be able to move on and move ahead. Move on and move ahead in November. You're going to get through those swords moments. You're going to get finished and close out a cycle, and you're going to be ready for December, moving on with something different. Moving on with action, with passion, right? With that Knight of Wands and that Queen of Wands energy. I love that for you. Love it. All right, and for November, your animal oracle is cat. This is number 16, which is a 7. Remember, so this is your third 7, I believe. 2 7s of Pentacles and now 7 with the cat. Cultivate your independence and intuition. Yes, exactly. So when it comes to a person who is trying to, beat you down with their words or hold you back with their attitude, you need to tune in to your gut and intuition and become independent and go forth doing what you want to do, Taurus. Okay. All right. I'm going to pause the camera, change the view, and just quickly go over the cards that we had because there were a lot of messages there. So hang on a minute. Okay. So when we started, we had the cards for October, which were Axe, forces working against you, Tree, affairs with your family, Needle and Thread, a sincere wish will be granted, right? And then we went on to have that Knight of Pentacles, that 7 of Pentacles, and that 8 of Swords, right? So slow moving forward, choosing how you want to move forward, needing to take off the blindfold, walk out from those swords, those thoughts, those limiting beliefs. Then we moved on to this Queen of Cups, that energy of the loyalty of the dogs, right? And that feminine energy, you kind of grabbing onto this, or if you have a friend that is in the sign of the water signs, you need to call on them. Then we had this king. Look at all the pentacles here. This King of Pentacles, where you have created a lot of things that you want a lot of abundance, a lot of beauty, but you're ready to take a little bit of a rest. Then you had the Empress, birthing something new. So after this rest and considering how you want to move forward, then it's time to birth something new. Then you had that Seagull energy. Follow your inner voice and travel far. Now I want to just see these two animals together. Follow your inner voice and travel far. Cultivate your independence and intuition. I mean, Taurus, yeah, you need to move ahead with what you want to create, okay? All right, so now let's move on to November. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, same as here. Seven of Pentacles, once again, choosing how you want to move forward. That Tower, which is a clean slate, basically. Something's going to be taken out, go by the wayside, and then it's going to be cleaned up. Then you have that Moon energy, right? Pisces, or your dreaming mind, what you dream about at night, but also something that you don't see yet. Okay, and then we moved into that Nine of Swords, saying stop having anxiety and worrying about either what you need to do or what has left for good, whatever has cleaned the slate there. And then just getting rid of that, because this anxiety, you really just need to get a grip, get a hold of things, not get caught in that worry, right? Then you have this Ten of Wands. Lots of action and passion being putting into getting something once you choose it. And this is November, remember, completing that cycle, getting it done, and moving on. And that moved you into that Knight of Wands and Queen of Wands energy. I mean, I love this energy. Just looking at this energy, you see how happy they are. They're moving on. They have left behind any doubt, any fears, any people that were holding them back, and they are forging ahead. Action, passionate about what they're doing, moving on, right? Fire signs also. Okay, and then we already went over your animal cards, really telling you to find your independence and to use your intuition. Now, the tea leaves for November were October. So you really need in November to remember back to October and what it was that you were doing. Great passion. We know that because of all the wands that are in this reading. Disappointment in some affair. I really feel like this has to do with a family member. I'm sorry, but that's what my guides are giving me because that Tree card, right? And then the Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Yeah. So when you see somebody who is acting like a rooster, just smile, nod, move on, and mind your own business, okay? All right. Well, Taurus, that's what I have for you for the next 6 weeks. I truly hope that you have enjoyed this, and I don't know if this new format is going to work or if I'm going to go forward with it, but we'll see what the feedback is. Please let me know. Do you like having me do the cards and then showing you the spread, or what are your feelings about it? You can be honest. It's fine. Okay. As always, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.